Yeah, just yeah. Yeah.
Oh. Cut the tension with a knife.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along to round 8, 7, I can't remember, of Supercup 2015. We're on the formation lap, yay! Root Easterby, he took pole position, and he is leading us off round turn 1 here of the circuit. Gilles Villeneuve is a 4.3 kilometre circuit, lots of straights, a couple of corners, that's all you need to know, really. Emmanuel Gachella continuing strong form. Of late, he's had 3 podiums in a row. He starts P2 here, but he's had slow starts before. Sven de Vries is P3 for Satellite, Risto Cap P4 for Walk, Douwe Tapper super qualifying in P5 for Street Fighter with Pedro Melim P6 for Simcraft, David Frančić P7 for Wouters, Tom van der Voort P8 for Simcraft, Philip Cullen P9 for Racing Aces PB, Jonathan Holmes P10 for Twitch Enterprise GP, Matt Richards P11 for TSA, Menno Klomp P12 for Satellite, P13 is Luis Mesa for Positive, P14 is David Jump for Wouters, Jason Muscat's P15 for Multiforce, Dennis Jordan's P16 for Smile Power. After a 10th place grid penalty, Adrian McNaughton starts P17 for Storm, Lewis McGlade starts P18 for Racing Aces PB with Christoph Schur, P19 for Mazurek, Terence Grech starts P20 for Multiforce with Sven Schubert, the hero of TSA last time at Monaco, P21 for TSA. Argo Teder, we welcome him to the Super Cup for Twitch Enterprise GP. He starts P22 with Ollie Pelkin making his return to Super Cup with Positive Sim Racing in P23. Then Mark Fuller P24 for SC Calvin Hermsey, his old teammate now at Fox P25. Mike Bell returning to Super Cup P26 for his own team Smile Power. Roy Verzile after a 10th place grid penalty P27 for Fox. And Todor Pangev P28 for ST Racing. My name's James Kirk, I'll be your lead commentator for tonight. On cameras we have Mr. Sam Jones, he's usually alongside me, but he's helping out big time today with the cameras, so alongside me, doing the commentating, doing the shouty stuff, it is Mr. Stefan McCready. And Stefan, we had such a close qualifying session, didn't we? Just looking forward to the race now, I guess. Yeah,
it should be a cracker, just judging by how close the top 5 or 6 were, it's going to be a close battle. Do you need breath after that, James? That was insane.
I'm okay. I'm okay, thank you. Actually, fun fact as well, Root Easterby, his pole position time was actually slower than the pole position set by Sven de Vries, the man in 3rd, last year. So, whereas we saw increases of over a second in Formula Challenge, here in the Super Cup, very much the same actually. It's surprising and just shows how difficult this Montreal circuit can actually be at the worst of times.
Oh, this is a very difficult track. It's a very track. You've got your slow corners, fast corners, and then obviously the straight. So you kind of have to. It's finding a good balance is critical for this circuit. But driver talent can come very much into play here.
Talking to drivers, the last of them are heading onto the back of our grid now as we prepare to enter race 1. It's going to be 41 laps. We're expecting a one-stopper here, not big tyre wear at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve. We're expecting half race distance for the options. One stop onto the primes. Let's see who gets the best start with 2, 3, 4, 5 lights in here for the first time this evening. We are go, 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 and it's a decent start by Easterby. Gachella slow off the line once again. Capit with a blinder of a start. And it's almost like a carbon copying of Monaco's route. Easterby goes wide at turn 1. And a bit of contact to see Pedro Melim there. Oh, lots of people getting in lots of grief. Round turn 1, it's almost like a carbon copy of Monaco here. Ruud Easterbeek and Risto Capit taking 1st and 2nd. Ruud Easterbeek lightning off the line, miles ahead of the rest of the field now. Tom van der Voort had an excellent start as well. He's up to P3 with de Vries slotting down to 4th. Matt Richards has another blinder of a start as well. He's up to P7. Gachella down to P6, by the way. Starts have been a consistent issue this year for him in Super Cup. And it hasn't really gone his way again. Douwe Tapper down to 8th. Frančić up to 9th. Cullen up to 10th. Holmes down to 11th. Muscat up to 13th, I see. Luis Mesa up into the points in P15 as well. As we slalom round this 13 corner track. There are plenty of straights, but the corners in question are very hard to decipher and to execute correctly as we head onto the back straight now with Ruud Easterby currently a full second ahead of his teammate Risto Capit. But on this straight you can get plenty of slipstreaming. There will be plenty of moves down to the chicane, I'm sure, as there's almost like a 3-car slipstream there between Capit, Van der Voort and de Vries as well. He's speaking negotiates well, but Van der Voort trying to go around the outside of Capit was never going to work. Thankfully, all of them get through in one piece. But at the end of lap 1, it's Easterbeek leading from Capit, Van der Voort, de Vries, Gachella, Melim, Richards, Tapper, Frančić and Cullen.
That was a great start from Heathby. He got very well, and then built the gas.
Oh.
Kind of some taps helped him away there, but you know, walk racing 1-2. Gachala starting to climb back up and dropping back under pressure from Bellim. But yeah, pretty well done through the first corner for the first lap. Kept it clean. That's what we like to see.
Vanderbilt was caught in a bit of a sandwich, unfortunately, into turn one. He was battling with De Vries and Capit, caught in the middle, and he veered off the track at turn one. He's now down to P7 behind the fast-starting Matt Richards. So the two fast starters of the field now in combat with each other. Dawi Tapper close behind, and Tapper, after such a disappointing campaign as Richards and Vanderbilt go into contact, and oh, that's going to lose Vanderbilt another couple of positions. That was down at turn 8 and turn 9. They're very difficult corners, I say, the most difficult on the track, and they're almost going 4 or 5 wide into the hairpin. Richards goes deep, and Francic up the inside. This would be an excellent move. All three of them still going at it. Hammer and tong as we head down the back straight now. I'd want to be in Philip Cullen's shoes at this point, just staying behind the battle, not wanting to get involved.
Yeah, just let it all happen.
Cars. Oh my goodness me. Oh, Vanderbilt looking down the inside. He can't get anywhere. 3 wide into the chicane. Oh. And Dawi Tapper, I think, has just about got it. Great awareness from Tapper to take position there. By the way, back up at the front, Gachala's gone past Melim for 4th and 5th, but Tapper up to 6th, Richards back down to 7th, Francis 8th, Vanderbilt now shuffled down to 9th, and look at this gaggle of cars behind him. Cullen, Holmes, Muscat, Yunt and Clonton, even Lewis McGladden there. Lewis McGladden to the points in this Super Cup, second race only. Jordan there, 16, Schubert and Mesa close behind as well. All very close here at the front, and indeed into the midfield pack as well.
And well, that's gone. Heasterbeek's now called out to a 2.2 second lead, so he is flying at the moment. But yeah, this is going to be a very close race by these early laps. So one-stop strategy is predicted, so it's going to be all about the racing here today.
I think it's best to stay with this battle for P6. It is an epic battle so far, which has seen losers and winners, but heading up to the chicane, it looks like Tapper might be another loser as Matt Richards looks to the inside now of the chicane. He breaks late, and a bit of contact there and exit, and French is almost mounting the rear of Tapper, but a little tap on through from Matt Richards, but it was a nice manoeuvre overall. Will Tapper look to the outside though? Yeah, he's not got the best of slipstreams, has he? In fact, he's had to pull out early, and Van der Voort and Francic behind, desperately looking to try and get away through as Francic goes through, and Richards missed the chicane. So Francic is up to 7th now, past Van der Voort, who slots into 8th. Richards slots back into 9th. You've got Philip Cullen all over the back of him as well. Really looking to turn 10. Oh yeah, a tap of Francic into turn 1. Francic holding in though. Goodness me.
This is good wheel-to-wheel racing, but can Van der Voort take advantage?
Oh my goodness me, it's all very close, and I think Francic goes on the inside. How Tapper's been able to hold on to that is unbelievable. How any of them have been able to go out in the same order is unbelievable. 1 to Philip Cullen though, because Holmes is up into 10th.
Locked up. Oh, this is getting racy.
Where is Cullen?
Where is Cullen?
He's down to P23. Let's have a look here. Oh, yeah, let's have a look. Oh, he went about with Richards. He was on his inside, spun round, and just that's how close the pack is now. He's all the way down to P23 behind our debutant Argo Tedder. So Cullen instantly out of the points, unfortunately. Melim goes for another move up at the hairpin on Gachala, and that's a nice move from the Portuguese driver. He's been struggling with a bit of pressure heading into the Simcraft outfit, but he's looking a lot stronger here as I see Richards and Van der Voort also going into battle. So the two Simcrafts in very close combat at the moment. We'll see whether Melim can hold on. No, he can't. Gachala straight back through on the back straight, and he's back up into 4th behind Van der Voort. Holds onto Richards, so Van der Voort in 8th, Richards in 9th. Can hardly catch your breath though. There is so much racing going on throughout all the field, and thankfully we haven't had a retirement either. Oh,
this is brilliant racing from everyone, close and clean. That's what we like to see. As what was going to look down the inside of Gretsch?
Yeah, Gretsch is into 16th, isn't he? In fact, Sven Schubert's up into the points again. McGlade, who was there a couple of laps ago, now down to 17th.
Got back a bit, it would appear. And Risto Capit is caught up to Heathby by 6/10, so I don't know if this is a charge from Capit now.
As Van der Voort and Francic are going into battle now as well. Yeah, we saw this at Monaco last time out, actually. We saw Heasterbeek had the edge on Capit, and Capit was able to bite back at times throughout the race, but ultimately Heasterbeek had a very, very good grip on it. And if you are interested in the championship standings right now, as in live, then please feel free to head onto the GPVWC wiki, where you can find them live. We will be going through them at the halfway point of this broadcast, however, as Van der Voort tries around the outside of Richards. Still, not Richards, sorry, of Francic. Still can't do it. As you say, then he will have the slipstream. Looking ahead as well to Pedro Melim, trying to get the slipstream of Gashella. Will he have a dive to the chicane? No, he will not.
No, cheeky.
Oh, yeah, he did,
He
sorry.
got past him.
He did. A nice late move as Francic and Van der Voort go side by side into the chicane. You never want to do that.
No.
Francic stays on top, though.
I would never even try it. I just wouldn't have the fortitude to even try it. It's such a tight not hairpin. What am I on about? Chicane. It's hard enough on your own, let alone side by side.
And so these drivers continue on. He to be Capit remaining at 1.8. DeVries in a very nice area of his own. Last year's pole sitter, currently sitting P3. Pedro Melim fourth, now ahead of Gashella after that late move. Tapper as well, because of the battling going on behind him. He's been able to settle into P6, and if he's able to maintain that until the end of the race, that would easily be his highest of the year. Been struggling a lot this year, has our past Formula Challenge multiple race winner.
Van der Voort can have a look on the outside.
Van der Voort, contact between Van der Voort and Francic. Van der Voort goes off the track. He will come back on in P8, but I think Richards is going to have a little cheeky look on the outside of P9 here. Into the hairpin we go, turn 10. That's nicely defended from Van der Voort. A bit of a tight line. Richards might get a cutback on that behind Holmes and Yunt. Also looking for a bit more. Muscat not too far behind as well. Remember, if you're new here to Supercup, we have a reverse grid of 6 to 10 in our sprint race of 23 laps, race 2. So those top 10 positions are pretty crucial if you want a good position in the second race, as Francic, Van der Voort and Richards all go through.
Van der Voort hit the wall, I think.
Rather nicely.
Wall of champions.
We do know that Van der Voort is tending to push beyond the limits as well. Richards goes around the outside, Van der Voort tries to break later, and he does hold on just about. That's very good defending from Van der Voort, but perhaps pushing a bit too hard. Might need to reel it back in a bit.
That was well defended from Van der Voort. Just maybe stop trying to try and not hit the wall of champions. That should be better. What else is going on? Capit closed up by 3/10 to Heasterbeek. Stella's still on the back of Melim. Might have a look here. Nope, thinks better of it. So yeah, we're having some good battles here.
Yeah, it's all over the place. I'm still fixated on this battle for the lower parts of the top 10. It is endless, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think Francic has actually pulled out a bit of a gap on Van der Voort now. I think it's more Van der Voort under pressure from Richards and Holmes and Yunt and Muscat in there as well. In fact, look at that. Taking the hairpin very tight. I'm getting my chicanes and hairpins mixed up as well now. And onto the back straight we go. We'll see whether any of these drivers can gain a genuine chance of a slip and taking opportunity. It doesn't look like it too much.
Kind of cancelled out slightly with this train. Some of them won't be able to get a proper effect because the guy in front's also getting a slipstream. So yeah, like a DRS in Formula 1, sometimes it just doesn't help.
By the way, Gashella was unable to get past Melim as well, as these guys still filter through. I think it's very close battling at the moment, and we're on lap 8 of 41 already. These laps do bundle by very quickly, but people are just wanting to be more careful than anything, because especially around Canada, the tyres this year particularly take a lot of time to warm up, and that means grip, that means braking as well. And trust me, you want to be having full confidence in your car around here, otherwise you'll be fastly greeted by a wall, and the walls aren't too happy.
Not ideal, that is it. You want your car to be at optimal temperature around here. Cold tyres, understeer, it's a racer's worst nightmare is understeer, especially around here. It's pretty awful. So yeah, Francic is under pressure again from Van der Voort by the looks of things.
It's almost like a to and fro, isn't it?
Round.
Let's have a look here. He was in battle with David Yunt, wasn't he? So heading up into the hairpin. And I think, yeah, he did it all on his own, Holmes.
Yeah, I think so. He's now down to 14.
So Holmes in a bit of trouble, and into the scrap now between Clont, Jordan and Schubert, as well as there's more.
Van der Voort's got
Van der Voort, yep, he's past Francic now. So that was a move coming, but Francic looking up on the inside as well. These are two of the most aggressive drivers in the field, going wheel to wheel into toe on Francic around the outside. Oh, he's done this move before, and he's done it again.
Held it. Or is Van der Voort still sticking with him? He's sticking with him.
He's got him on the outside, I think. Oh, ever so close. Very good
Well
defensive
done.
move from Van der Voort.
Richards
And now
is
Matt
on the
Richards
back.
is getting involved as well. Matt Richards on the inside, outside here of turn 6.
Thinks better
No,
of it.
unable to do anything, but great defending from Van der Voort, very similar to the defensive Tapper a few laps ago.
Jonathan Holmes is getting back up the grid now, back up to 13th. So that's good to see for him. What else is going on? Richards under pressurising Frančić. Things are starting to spread out slightly. It's Van der Voort, Frančić, and Richards where it's all kicking off, really. And Bellim and Gacella, so they're the two main battles in the top 10.
Just looking back up at Gacella and Melim, actually. I'm wondering whether Gacella might just settle into a little race rhythm or something. I noticed the gap between Kappa and Heaspeak is 1.3 as well. We'll keep an eye on that for sure. Nothing into the chicane though between Gacella and Melim. Nothing between Van der Voort, Frančić and Richards. Behind, Holmes under pressure from Jordan. And Jordan gets the position there very nicely indeed. So Jordan up into P12, Holmes down to P13. Sven Schubert behind there in P14. He might want to get in on the action.
Have a look into
P15,
the
sorry.
Corner.
Oh, Holmes!
Oh, that was a bit of a
that was
dive
very
bomb.
clumsy.
That was, yeah.
I think, around he goes.
Anyway. Lost his front wing. So
And that's, yeah, that just continues more bad racing from Jonathan Holmes, unfortunately. He's had 3 retirements in a row.
Ouch.
And I reckon he might be looking to, well, at least get back to the pits and try and get back out there again. But it's not been looking good for the Twitch Enterprise GP team. No points scored in the last 2 rounds, losing out to their rivals in that particular battle down the bottom of the table. Looking back up, though, to the top of the table, and between Melim and Gacella, who are going into side-by-side into the hairpin. Gacella having a bit of a better look there, unable to do anything. He might get a good slipstream down here, though.
Could be, see how his wings are set up. I think it's a very good slipstream. You've got a good exit, so I should imagine, yeah, he's already passed before the first corner. So, oh no, is Melim still loving the look? Wow.
Melim on the brakes, that's sensational.
That was some brilliant braking from Melim there.
Unbelievable.
That was brilliant. Van der Voort's trying to pull out of a bit of a gap. Catch up to Tapper a bit, but Frančić and Richards are still having a go at each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Good racing throughout the field. And we're only on lap 11 of 41, only a quarter through this race, still plenty of things to be decided. And surprisingly, no retirements as well, which is incredibly good to see.
Great to see. It means, yeah, good racing. Is that some stuff I just put on my screen? I can't say that for. Anyway, but yeah, no retirement so far. So good stuff.
I want to go back up to P4 and P5 actually. This is an excellent scrap developing.
This is a brilliant battle.
And actually, to be fair, I do remember 2 years ago, 2013 Formula Challenge in Belgium. These two became just a little bit controversial, since I think it was either Melim or Gacella. One of them deliberately punted the other into the wall. I have a feeling it was Melim. So there is bad blood.
They've got history then.
They do have a history, these two. But so far, and fingers crossed this continues, the battling between them has been very good, very respectful. And it's an epic scrap for P4 as Melim perhaps takes the exit of the final chicane a little bit badly. Gacella will look to the outside now. And he should be on the inside for turn 1. There should be signed, sealed and delivered. We know how good Melim's brakes is though. And yeah, clean around the outside once again. Melim defending astutely.
Melim's been very good on the brakes. He seems to have those brakes hooked up perfectly to defend. So it's a great battle between those two. And it's 2013, 2 years, probably matured a bit more now. More respect for each other, which is obviously what we love to see.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll leave them to it for a little bit, just going to have a little check down. So Frančić and Richards are still really in a scrap of their own. Nice little battle for P10 and P11 here between David Junt and Jason Muscat. The Swiss and the Maltese driver battling over P10 and P11. Then Menno Klontz in a world of his own. I guess we've got Jordan Schubert for P13 and P14. Important points those, as both of those teams are down the bottom of the table. I'll tell you what as well, mind you, sorry. Dawei Tapper, the big points are, sorry, Melim and Gacella come into contact at the hairpin. Might be worth going back up to them again. But yeah, Dawei Tapper, 10 points for Street Fighter. That would be huge in what has been a terrible season for the Australian outfit so far. But here goes Gacella and Melim down the back straight. Gacella on the inside this time, and he's still unable to outbrake him.
Brilliant stuff. This is a cracking battle, and this is helping De Vries as well, just keep a constant rhythm from third position. But these two, great to see. This is and Richards behind and Franchich. You can have a look into the first corner. Oh, contact. GG, but keeping it clean. But yeah, Melin has been fantastic on the day. Really well defended again.
It's good to see him really living up to the Simcraft name this time. A really strong showing from the Portuguese driver so far. And holding off Gashela, who I remind you he's on a bit of a good string of results so far with 3 podiums in a row coming into this event. Yeah, I mean, he could be knocked off on that streak. I mean, you say knocked off. He's still there in P5. That's still a great result for a man who was struggling to stay inside the top 10 at times last season. Nevertheless, he's having a great scrap here with Malim so far. He might line up another move here down the back straight on lap 13 to 41. We're expecting our first pitters in at least after lap 20. But you never can, though.
And
he's
Melon
passed.
getting on the brakes. No.
Oh,
hello.
A switch over from Malim. No. Oh, and Gashela, he's locked up. Oh! That might have caused damage to Gashela. That might be battle over for the time being. Gashela tried to brake as late as Malim. But unfortunately, his brakes could not hold out. As I see another change there between Franchich and Richards. Richards now past the Croatian driver.
Oh,
Franchich tucking up. Oh, almost pushing Richards around turn 1 there. But the Welshman up into P8.
That was very close. Franchich having a bit of a lock-up. Scary moment for him going into that. But this has been fantastic stuff. Unfortunately for Kachali, he's quite lucky he didn't just go head-on into the wall, frankly. Because that curve is absolutely deadly. I've seen someone in Formula Challenge do that yesterday and it nearly ended the race. So, dangerous curve to be bouncing across for sure.
It's great stuff, isn't it? Wonderful stuff behind as well. The other Wouters Automotive of Yunt fighting with Muscat. We've still got the Jordan Schubert battle raging on there for P13 and 14. Jordan now ahead of Schubert. McGlade currently inheriting the final point position. And behind there, we've still got fast runners. I mean, we've got Schur, who had a wonderful evening last time in Monaco. McNaughton, Cullen there. Verziles often the point scorer. Mesa as well. And of course, Jonathan Holmes now down in P27, chasing onto the back of Mike Bell, trying to go up the order. He's onto the prime tyres, by the way, Holmes, which might actually be not a bad strategy.
That could be a very good strategy to take.
He could be able to go to the end of the race at least.
Well, yeah, that could be a potential strategy. You could just start picking up. If he looks after the tyre, what we know from the tyre is quite good, then yeah, potentially go for the rest of the race and see what happens.
Who else is on the prime tyre? Let's have a look here. I think Verzile's on the prime tyre, but he's the only other person on that strategy at the moment. To be fair as well, I think Verzile and Pangev both started on the prime as well.
Verzile just gave the wall a whack there. He's lost a bit of time.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how everyone sort of reacts to this strategy as well, and I wonder whether that'll come good for Holmes near the end of the race. Meanwhile, back up to P4 and P5. Melim and Gashela. Oh yeah, but Melim made a horrible mistake there, and look, they're reeling in Sven de Vries as well. So this could very soon become a battle for the podium as Melim.
Got a front wing. I'm seeing De Vries without a front wing.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. What happened to De Vries? Let's have a look. He just lost it. I don't know how. I mean, you can see the difference there, but I think De Vries might have to pit. Indeed, into the pits comes Sven de Vries for an unknown reason. We don't know where he lost his front wing, but he has lost it. That means that the battle between Gashela and Melim is now for the podium.
Yeah, well, this is going to make it even more heated now. I was wondering why they'd cut off so much. I'm like, surely they can't be, because they're battling each other, but no, we know why. Fortunate to Sven. It works with what he's got now.
It's interesting how one of the best drivers in the field can even make a mistake.
That's just the challenges of Canada. I think that's what it brings out. Everyone just needs to be on their toes, even the best drivers. It's one of those kind of tracks that requires so much concentration 100% of the time, and I think that's what makes it a fantastic challenge for drivers.
Where is De Vries now? De Vries is also onto the prime compound tyre, so he's followed the methodology of Jonathan Holmes here. He's back out into P19. I think he can still score points from there, to be honest, especially on the prime tyre without having to pit again. It is lap 16. And to be fair, we're not sure how far the primes can go. I think the strategy we're going to see in race 2 at least will be options all the way.
I think it'd be interesting to see how. Well, it gives us the first real opportunity to see how they perform in race trim. So
Yeah.
keep an eye on that one. As Gachella and Melon are still.
Gachella.
Melon's had a bad exit, so.
And Van der Voort behind as well. Got caught up with Douwe Tapper. Those two going into battle.
Oh, someone just smacked the wall in the Wall of Champions. Who was that?
So Gachella passed for P3. I'm not sure who smacked the wall. I'd imagine it's either Frančić, Richards, Junt, or Muscat. What colour was the car?
It seemed green. I literally saw someone round. I don't know if that was me lagging, but...
It might have been you lagging, unfortunately. Van der Voort up the inside of Tapper. And the Dutchman is past his fellow Dutchman. Van der Voort into 5th. Tapper down to 6th now. As Van der Voort will now probably set his sights on trying to catch up and help out his teammates. Gachella gets very loose on the edge of turn 7 there. It is foul for the podium.
Might have a look here.
Into turn 8 we go, and once again the brakes working very well. Gachella tried to get the undercut there, couldn't do it, and this is juicy, especially for 16 points on offer here.
Exactly, a lot of points on offer. So these guys, this is going to be a battle that goes on to the end of the race. From what we've seen, Gachella, did he get a good exit? I don't think he did. Further back than he usually has been. I don't know. Yeah, he may not be able to get him this lap.
Tapper might be able to get Van der Voort though.
This is very close, this one,
battle for P5, so Gachella and Melin go through. Actually, to be fair, I don't think Tapper's got enough, has he? Behind, though, very nice battle. So Frančić and Richards still going on. Now for P7 and P8. Right. Richards tried to get the inside, couldn't do it. So Frančić will remain there. Behind, Junt and Muscat still going through. Klomp P11. Jordan Schubert now battling over P12 and 13. McGlade 14th and McNaughton now leading a whole train for the final point, including Schur and the recovering Cullen, of course, who had that first lap accident. And we have had our first retirement of the day finally. It's Todor Pange for SC Racing.
Fortunate for Todor, but challenge of Canada. I wonder what happened there then. Pension damage, it comes up as. What else is going on then? Van der Voort pulling away from... Yeah, there's just individual little battles now, isn't there?
Let's have a little look. Look, Malim and Gachella once again getting very tight. So Gachella. That was a cheeky move up the inside of Gachella. Malim left the door half open. Gachella stuck his foot in. I don't think his foot will be hurting for too much longer, though, if he can get the move done now. It's going to be a straight drag race down the straight, though we do have the braking zone as well. And we know he's got the better brakes there. Gachella, once again, he's learned now, hasn't he? In order to get past Malim, he's got to manoeuvre his car, so Malim doesn't have a chance to outbrake him. He's done that successfully onto lap 19 and 41 we go now as Frančić and Richards go into battle, and Richards mounts the anti-cuts on the inside. I'm just going to have a little look, see what happened there. Frančić went a little bit late. Richards almost forced onto the anti-cuts, but it's always risky hanging yourself out to dry on the outside of the chicane there. So Gachella still in P3 and Frančić still in P7. Richards now has got to be careful, and so Junt and Muscat are very close behind.
There's been some great racing today. Muscat looking all over Junt as well. So Menno doing a good job in 11th. So the two-time race winners, Menno as well, isn't he? So
this year, well, 3-time race winner overall in Supercup, 2-time race winner this year.
2-time race winner this year. So yes, and people starting to find their rhythm now, which is probably to be expected around lap 18. But there's still some battles going on, which is good for us to watch.
Look how much Gachella has pulled out on Malim this lap alone.
Very good point. Malim's not even got a chance to come back at him this lap, so...
I do wonder whether his tyres are going, because the Simcrafts are always hard on their tyres.
That's potentially what it is, and maybe we'll see Melon pit in the next 5-6 laps.
I think that's when we're expecting our first pitters in, because we will be heading on to lap 20 of 41 here, almost half race distance.
Van der Voort made a mistake going into the chicane.
And here comes Tapper. Will the Dutchman make a... I think, to be fair though, Tapper's got 10 points. Would he even try and risk a move at this point?
To be fair, no. Maybe just hold for the points at the moment, and then fresher tyres, it makes it easy to make that overtake. So maybe just sit back and see what happens, let the race unfold for a bit. That could be a good strategy to take.
Frančić Richards is obviously separated out, as Richards has to find more time after his little exertion. I don't even know.
Version.
He went over the anti-cuts basically. Janssen Muscat has separated out a little bit as well. Klont in a world of his own. Even Jordan Schubert has gone into a load. That's alright. That's Menno Klont with a timing glitch. No worries there. So McGlade P14. To be fair though, McGlade's P14s are looking a little bit under threat here, because here comes the McNaughton train of the Englishmen Schur and Cullen, all very well-established point-scoring drivers at this stage of Super Cup. McGlade doing a very good job so far, but I think his biggest test of the race is yet to come.
Yeah, so I think these three are regular, as I said, regular point scorers. So this is going to be a nice little battle that will unfold. So let's get a good slipstream. Who's going to get the good exit? I think Cullen maybe have to have a look at Schur here.
We'll have a look. He's certainly hooked up onto the back as Cullen. And doesn't look like he's going to just hold in there as the Irishman. Just bear it out. I think he's had a bit of a worse exit out of the chicane, unfortunately, as well. As McNaughton is probably looking to eye at McGlade in the next couple of laps. Lap 21 of 41 now. Your race leader, Ruud Heesterbeek, has sort of shot off into the distance after the lights went green. He's now going to lap Jonathan Holmes sooner or later. He's opened up the gap to Risto Capit to 2.8 seconds. Walk looking for their second 1-2 of the year, getting ever more dominant. Gashella, P3, has gotten past Malim, and he's streaming away from the Portuguese driver now. Van der Voort 5th, Tapper in 6th, with Francic 7th, Richards 8th, Yuntin 9th, and Jason Muscat rounding out the top 10, and then have Klont in 11th. Jordan 12th, with Schubert 13th in close proximity. McNaughton is now past McGlade for P14 and 15, and McGlade, now in 15th, has to keep his eyes and ears about him as Schur and Cullen are looking to take that final point away from him. That said, though, the pit stop phase is soon. Could strategy see its hand played as well?
The strategy will play a key part. Hopefully, it will still, yeah. It depends how good this.
Oh, Richards on Francic, sorry. That was a lovely move from Richards on the exit of the chicane. Francic just went a little bit wide, and the Welshman back up into P7.
That was a good move from Richards there. So, from there, people starting to settle down really now, but the most exciting area as Schur is having a look down the outside of McGlade.
And he's got him.
He's got him. That was a great move from Schur there, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
And I wonder now whether McGlade's just going to let his teammate Cullen through here. As the Irishman qualified in the top 10, started P9, as I say, it was an early kerfuffle that saw him fall down the order. Definitely the faster driver than McGlade's not giving up on Schur here. You can see the final point in the distance though. Oh, a little bit of a poor exit that might let Cullen through.
Yeah, I don't see McGlade fighting Cullen much here.
He's not exactly giving up, is he?
No, he's not giving up though.
It's always a tough one between teammates, isn't it? As Francic is back past Richards, the two of them still going hammer and tong each other through the chicane. Oh, sorry, the hairpin there. Again, I'm getting mixed up, aren't I? The two of them going side by side as Van der Voort's in. I knew one the Simcraft was going to put in sooner or later. Van der Voort becomes our first pitcher of the day. Francic and Richards, so Francic back past into P7, Richards P8. Behind, just having a look for any other pitters. Schubert in for TSA. Jordan goes around again, McNaughton goes around again, Cullen, McGlade, and Schur is in as well. So respite for McGlade. He's going to stay in P16 for the moment, or at least net P16. Will be interesting to see where Sven de Vries now filters back into all of this, because he's been on the prime tyre longer after losing his front nose. And I don't think he's going to actually overtake Van der Voort, is he? Here comes, well, Van der Voort's already out, sorry, on the prime tyre. Van der Voort into 12th, and where does Schubert come out? Schubert into P17, so he's well past the Vries.
Now. Yep.
De Vries is going to pass Schur, though. So I think, yeah, De Vries should be in the points at least, or in the battle for points. But really not what he would have wanted.
No, not really. Well, going into the mistake has cost De Vries quite poorly. Well, we need to see what else happens with the other pit, because obviously the window's now open. So we'll give it a real good... What's the word?
Cap it in, by the way.
Idea. Oh, cap it in as well, is he? So...
Yep, so cap it in. Melim in as well, so the two Simcrafts fitting earlier as expected. Remember, the race distance in race 2 is 23 laps. We have just completed lap 23. So worries for Vandervoort perhaps, but everyone else up until this point should be okay.
Should be okay,
As
yeah.
everyone else is just heading around now. Where does Malim filter back in? And where does Capit filter back in more crucially as well? Capit back out into fourth.
Yeah.
And Malim back out into ninth. He's got some nice gap ahead of him with Jason Muscat as well. Going to be crucial to see what his main rival Gashela can do on this in-lap though, if it is an in-lap in fact.
Good job. Yeah, so Capit needs to get, if Capit gets some good laps in, then Gashela. I think Gashela's going to be a key part to this the rest of this race. We've seen he's much quicker now he's got past Malim. Does he have the pace to catch up to the walk racing? That's the question. So that'll be an interesting thing to see. Right,
our race leader, Ruud Heasterbeek, pits. And he should be back out onto the podium, if anything. We look to Emmanuel Gashela now.
Gashela going to go in. Nope,
he's going round again.
Continues.
Interesting. Next man in should be Dawe Tapper. Dawe Tapper goes round again.
Continues.
This could be interesting because Ruud Heasterbeek might actually go into battle with Dawe Tapper here. Remember, Risto Capit passed this equation as well. Ruud Heasterbeek leaving the pits now. And I think he should be just about ahead of Dawe Tapper. Here goes Calvin Hermsey out the way. And yeah, Ruud Heasterbeek into a nice bit of clean air on the prime tyres ahead of Dawe Tapper. That is crucial for him.
That's worked out well for Ruud Heasterbeek. That has, so Capit's got a bit of clean air. So these two are going to be what we would hope 1 and 2 in case anything happens to them because Gashela and Tapper are yet to pit, so they're going to maintain that. It'll be interesting to see when everyone else hits. Clearly there's quite a difference in tyre wear for people here. So what Gashela's going to do, is he going to continue? Surely he wants to react.
We'll watch him now as he comes down this back straight. There are plenty of little battles going on, of course. But just remind you, the people who haven't pitted in the top 10 now, Gashela, Tapper, Francic, Muscat, and Clont. Clont who should... Clont's actually going to overtake Pedro Melim on track here if he's not... no, Melim's going to defend. Gashela in, though. Gashela in.
Follow.
Yeah, I mean, he should be back out Gashela into P7 or so. Near enough Pedro Melim. Tapper goes round again.
Tapper continues. That's
very interesting. Francic and Yunt both go round. Muscat round as well. And here goes Clont and Melim going into battle. Oh my goodness me, Melim late on the brakes. This, I tell you what, Clont could be helping Gashela out a huge lot here.
He really
out
of
the pits comes Gashela. And lots of battling going on as well. And Clont going up the inside of Melim. Melim just about to hold him. But look at that gap between Gashela and Melim now. He can owe Menno a big pat on the back there.
Buy him a beer or something because that helped him brilliantly.
What was the gap when we went into the pits? It was like 4-6 seconds or something.
4 or 5 seconds, yeah. So.
And now it's at least 6 seconds.
So that's
as Clont's up the inside as well. Melim cannot shake this Dutchman at all, and this is wrecking his strategy.
It is. It really is. So Clont must have quite a good tyre life then. Keeping up well. So his tyre's clearly keeping. Tapper going to pit this lap. I really feel he needs to pit. Unless his tyres are doing really well in terms of wear, of course, but...
Well, we'll look to Dawe now as there is... Oh my god, Melim and Clont going into further battle. Oh my word, and Clont's round! He clavers the wall, and Tapper is in, finally.
Tapper goes in.
Where is Francic and Yunt going to go in, though? Francic in, Yunt goes round again, that's expected. Muscat in as well. So Yunt still going around on those option tyres. And that really is Philip Cullen to be the last of our pit. There we go, Philip Cullen in, McGlade going around again. So McGlade will be in the top 10 for a little bit. But yeah, now our race is really starting to shape up once again. Heasterbeek leads by 4.2 seconds from Risto Capit. Gashela in third. David Yunt has yet to pit in fourth, but he will pit nevertheless. 6 second gap from Gashela to Melim, who should be fourth. Clont is yet to pit, so Vandervoort will be fifth. Tapper sixth. Francic seventh. Richards eighth. Muscat maybe ninth, depends where Yunt and Clont come out really. But pretty much status quo.
It very much has. sorted itself out. I think he needs to think about Rude's gained a second on Capital through the pit stops, and Gacella has gained 3 seconds. So Gacella, for all of that, is much closer than he was previously. So that's worked out well for both Emmanuel and Rude. So yeah, all going to settle in, see if we can get some good battles going again.
And I see now the damaged Clont. Of course, he clouded the wall after a bit of a kerfuffle with Pedro Menem. Now under loss of pressure from Van der Waal, I'm expecting him to pit soon. Junt goes round again.
Junt's making it last.
A very interesting strategy from Menno Clont. Let's see whether Clont pits. Surely he does, yep.
Yeah,
into the pits comes Menno Clont, finally letting Van der Waal free. Tapper free as well. McGlade in also. So Francic goes round again with Richards round again and Muska round again, all on the prime compound tyre. Next comes Dennis Jordan battling away with Adrian McNaughton. Terence Grech up there in P15. Oh no, Grech, sorry, and he's on the option tyres, just coming into pit. So Jordan doing well up there in P12 now. So I think Jordan's actually gained quite a lot through this pit stop here. Into 11th, sorry, mind you.
Jordan goes deep into turn
Clont
1.
might have had damage, so Clont comes out in 11th. But yeah, Jordan and McNaughton now going into battle for that P12 and P13 slot.
Hotting up again, which is what we like to see. So some good battles developing. Be interesting to see if Cullen can get to the back of McNaughton and Jordan. So yeah.
I'm looking back up to P3 now. I'm looking at David Junt. When is he going to pit?
It's bizarre. Surely we'll see him come in this lap. If he needs to react to the rest of the grid to keep with it, really. Just keep with the flow.
I think he will be P10, to be honest, because there's quite a gap between P10 and P11. And Junt's still going round.
Is he still he's the chicane, though.
He's hurt his race strategy by doing that. Why doesn't he just pit to react to everyone?
He must... Logically, he should have pitted about 2 laps ago, in my personal opinion. That would have been the ideal time to pit, but no, he must feel confident that his tyres can last as much as he wants to, so... Unless, of course, his strategy is I'll keep my prime tyre life better than the rest and kind of push it at the end and make some places there. That could be his plan, but ideally, putting a lot of risks in his tyres at the moment. So.
And it's funny as well, isn't it? Because I was talking to a couple of the drivers before today, and they were all expecting massive amounts of retirements and, you know, as long as you keep it consistent, you'll be fine. Just like Formula Challenge yesterday. Nothing of the sorts. We've only had one retirement in 29 laps.
It's been a cracking race, to be fair, so far, so... Will Junt pit? But yeah, you're right. It's been a very clean race, which is what we want. Obviously, one retirement, lap 14, so that was quite a while ago now. So it's been kept very clean. Everyone's driven very well. There's been a few mistakes, couple of spins
finally in.
He's finally in, is he? There we go. So
he should be coming out P10 still, I reckon. Easily P10.
Fair to me, we will have fresher tyres than the people in front of him, so see how that one works out. So that could work in his favour, potentially. Rude Heasterbeek ended his lead to 5 seconds now, so...
You know, I mean, he's gone with the wind, isn't he? I mean, I've been honest about Heasterbeek. I still think that him and a couple of other drivers in this field are Super League quality, not Super Cup quality. And I put my marker down early this year saying that Rude Heasterbeek was going to, I mean, pardon the pun, walk away with the championship. He's just showing why. And Walk Racing is showing why they're walking away with the competition. Cap it there in P2 as well. Both had a bad start to the year, scoring no points, but they have been ever improving. Rude Heasterbeek already up to his best. It's hard to see anybody catching him now, to be honest, even at this early stage.
It's been classy from Walk, frankly, right now. Don't want to really curse it or anything, but both of them been really in a class of their own. It's like the Mercedes of Supercup, frankly. It's been brilliant from the both of them. Very strong driver on it.
By the way, Junt, the pit stops are a bit slower than we expected. Junt would have had to take less fuel on board. He is now battling in P8 with his teammate Francic and Matt Richards. With fresher tyres.
Yeah, to be fair, that's worked out quite well.
So there we were, criticising him for 3 laps, and it turns out to be the best strategy. What do you know?
Just leave now. We're clearly not the best people for it.
And of course, these positions are crucial as well. I remind you, 6 to 10 we select a random number from that to reverse our grid by, and of course 7 and 8 are pretty prime positions. You'd want to be in P6 ideally to be guaranteed a good reverse grid slot, but 7 and 8, not bad either. And I will wonder what Wouters are going to do here, because Francic has been under a little bit of pressure from Junt ever since he came out the pits. Got to see how the Croatian reacts and whether he can react even, or whether Junt should really be let loose to perhaps have a little crack at Tapper further up the road.
One thing you don't really want to do is just let your teammate through. You always want to beat your teammate, but sometimes it just makes more sense to let them through in the interest of the team, because ultimately that's what the team really care about. But no, I think Junt's probably going to have him anyway. Kept him close. Came out the pits, so Richards is catching up as well, so maybe it's in the best interest of Waters to let Junt through, put it politely.
We'll wait and see. Because we're on the back straight now. See whether Junt wants to maybe have a look at the move here. Closes. We're not close enough as we head into chicane once again. I'm trying to have a look for other close battles. Battle for P11 is quite interesting here. We have Menno Klont, his form has been all over the place, really. He's had those 2 race wins this year, as said, at race 1 in... Well, actually, we should say, those 2 race wins have come in very specific conditions. Race 1, Australia, torrential rain. Klont called it absolutely perfectly when he switched onto the wet tyres earlier than everyone else. That's why he won that race. His second race win of the year was Monaco race 2. You can tell why he won that one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's been a little bit average this year, to be honest, and under a lot of pressure here from Jordan, McNaughton, and arguably Cullen in there as well.
Yeah, we know what Klont can do, but you're right. His form's been a bit... made some good calls. He's kept it consistent, but ultimately he can be much faster than what we know he's currently doing. You know, we saw his defense is very good. He's got his defending on tour. I mean, just refer to Monaco, WSS, that 4th position he had for so many laps. It was brilliant driving, but no.
No, his brakes have gone there though. His brakes have gone there, and Jordan's been let through. He comes back on. He's going to actually, ironically, he's going to have a better exit out of that chicane because he's had more runoff to use. And down the back straight now, I hope his brakes are working this time. Jordan goes very defensive. McNaughton trying to find any sort of slipstream he can. Breaking into the chicane, Jordan defends nicely.
I get the better exit here. He does.
The Smart Power Racing drivers up into P11, but for how long is the question. Klont now looking to the inside of turn 1. He will have to brake very late in order to get that. Nope. And Jordan holds on. And to be fair, Klont now has to really be a lot more aware about everything. Yeah, because McNaughton and Cullen are right there as well.
Bit of pressure, bit more added pressure for Klont, which he probably didn't want. Francic is starting to fill the gap slightly to Junt now. Richards, oh, that's a real wing on the track. Doing all sorts.
And no, McNaughton makes a mistake there, sorry. And Cullen might have a little go. Look, that's really separated the 2 battles now, so Klont can really focus on trying to attack Jordan. We'll keep an eye on McNaughton behind as well, whether he can hold off Cullen, which he does for the moment, but he goes deep again. I wonder whether his brakes are suffering a bit of fatigue. Cullen going into the wall as he attempts to overtake the Englishman. As into the hairpin we go. Oh, Klont doing a Schumacher. A little bit of a tap. McNaughton able to hold on there. Jordan able to hold on as well. But now we have the big back straight for Klont to try and get a slipstream.
There's a bit of a mistake there, but it keeps it exciting. And that's Klont looking at the back of Jordan as well. Is he going to...
Unable to do it, but Cullen is past McNaughton. Doesn't take the chicane well, but McNaughton doesn't take the entrance well either. So, as I say, big points for the battle down the bottom here. Racing Aces PB with 2-point scorers so far. It may only be 4 points at the moment between Cullen in 13th and McGlade in 15th, but that is 4 points nevertheless. Jordan as well with 5 points for Smile Power. That'll be a nice amount into their bank. As damage Junt now, sorry. Yep, they're going into battle. So Junt, he was pressuring his teammate. Francic has responded, and responded well. It's up to the Swiss now to act as a rear gunner for the ever-charging Welshman. And, of course, the Welshman, who is in a great position for TSA, also a struggling team.
Oh, gets a great exit there on the back of Junt, so this is going to give him a good advantage into the hairpin, whether he saves it for the straight.
Ooh, very close. Richards brakes very late. He's going to try around the outside. The Swiss driver escorts the Welshman out to the outside. But yeah, Richards gets an excellent X out there. And he has to just tuck back into the slipstream. You really don't want to be too close though. You want to get that slipstream. You want to be a little bit behind so you can catch up. Richards on the outside of Yunt as we enter the chicane. The Swiss able to hold on for now. We'll see what Richards' exit can do. I think Richards has just got better exits in general, hasn't he? But Yunt perhaps has the top end speed.
Much better off the line. If you can have a look around the outside of turn 1, that's brave. You've seen it done though.
Oh, Richards!
Oh, touchy.
He went off track and he tried to come back on where there was no room. Sort of a race against him on that one, isn't it? Because Yunt was entitled to hold his line, but also you kind of hope that Richards would be able to be allowed back on track.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a racing incident. They kind of just met at the wrong time. Keller's catching Capit, is he not?
Perhaps. The gap's now 4 seconds. We know Capit's weaker on the primes in comparison to a lot of other drivers and perhaps others.
Well, yeah, Rude peacefully pulling away at a very steady pace. In that race. Nicely. Franchich goes deep into the hairpin.
He can get away with it though, because Yunt's doing an excellent job of being rear gunner here, isn't he?
Yeah, he's keeping Matt Richards at bay very nicely. This is a battle that's going to happen. Quant and Jordan still having a go at each other, so there's some good battles going on.
Yeah, Cullen's gone past McNaughton, isn't he? He started to pull away as well, so I wonder whether the Irishman's eyeing up a few more points to add to his tally. The Irishman currently in P10 in the championship, as Rich is now looking to have another go at damage Yunt into turn 1. This time he's not alongside. In fact, he almost pushes Yunt around turn 1 there. No harm done, thankfully. Yunt's able to remain in P8, but I can imagine that the Welshman's going to be getting a little bit impatient.
Yeah, he will want to get.
And has he gone on? Sorry. Yeah, but he's gone on. Oh, he's hit the wall.
Oh, he's gone
Richards,
on.
And he's lost his front wheel as well. And yeah, let's just have a look there. I think he just clipped the grass, perhaps. Yeah, he lost his braking, clipped the grass, couldn't stop in time, and that is Richards out of the points.
He's trying to drive it round.
I'll tell you what, thankfully he's got his teammate Sven Schubert to pick up the last point for him.
Well, yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, what a shame for Richards. That's 8 points down the drain at least.
So unfortunate. The pressures of Canada, I think I've mentioned it a few times, it's just such a difficult circuit to keep your concentration, especially when you're having such an intense fight as well. It's so much to think about. But it's unlucky for him.
And what this means is the other close battle that we were talking about, has now been promoted into the battle for 10th. Dennis Jordan now, P10 for Smile Power Racing, looking even better for them. Involved in this battle also is Menno Klomp, perhaps with damage from an earlier contact in the race. And also there, Philip Cullen, wanting to get more points for Racing Aces PB. Adrian McNaughton also not too far behind for Storm in their charge up the mid-table. Lewis McGlade now 14th. Sven Schubert now 15th for TSA with Christoph Schur quite 2 seconds behind at this stage to Sven. Laps are running out though. It's lap 37 of 41. I tell you what, Ruud Heespeak just rounding the hairpin now. Almost going to be going on to lap 38 of 41. And I have been keeping an eye on this gap between Capit and Geschella, mind you. Now down to 2.5 seconds. The Romanian is catching. The question is fast enough, though.
5 laps left. Is it potential? Maybe. It depends. It depends how much I can find per lap. If you can't find enough, then obviously he's not going to catch him. But I see this as probably being a walk race in 1-2. Commentator's curse. Touch wood, all that jazz. We'll see. It depends how much Geschella can find. What's the gap going to be when we cross the line?
We'll have a look. Here comes Geschella. Again, 2.5 is remaining, isn't it? I'm just looking back to P10, sorry. Jordan Klont has heated up once again. Jordan evidently struggling now. Klont the stronger driver at this stage. The question is, can the German hold on for what I think is going to be his first top 10 of the year?
That would be a nice result for him, yeah.
And here goes McNaughton and Cullen behind as well. McNaughton battling for P12. He's lost under braking. And this could be an extra position to McGlade. McGlade just sneaks through. So it's a Racing Aces PB 12-13. McGlade's going to be jumping up and down in that cockpit of his. McNaughton down to 14th. Schubert's still there in 15th. But back up to the battle for P10. Dennis Jordan still holding on to Menno Klont. The Dutchman just cannot get past.
Yeah, this is very true. Dennis doing a very good job on holding Klont behind him. But that was a sneaky little move from the Glade there. Kept it nice in the chicane and made the move stick. Exchange from McNaughton. He was having a good battle with Philip Cullen, so that one died down. But see if Cullen can catch up to Klont and Jordan again. He's not got the pressure of McNaughton on him.
This is an enticing battle, isn't it?
It's very interesting.
Here goes Klont now. He's got a good exit off of turn 9 there. Will he look to the inside of the hairpin? No, he will not.
Get a good exit though.
He will get a good exit though, and I'm looking at Cullen as well. As you say, Freedom McNaughton, he can now fully focus on the guys ahead of him. But, you know, I remind you once again, laps are running out. The lead is now on lap 39 of 41. 3 to go.
Yeah, so Klont didn't get as good as exit. He got some real spin off the hairpin, so that kind of...
I think half the issue is the wings, isn't it? Jordan's just got better wings.
I believe so, yeah. That must be the case. So, Klont... Oh gosh, I got well confused then. Just a back mark, I thought Klont had got back because they're pretty much orange, both of them. So Klont's still on the back of Jordan. Oh,
what
my
a
God.
save by Klont!
Save Klont! Oh.
All squiggles out of that corner. I tell you what, I mean, that's where Holmes went round. Oh no, it wasn't, sorry. No, I lied. Wrong thing. But there have been quite a few people going round to that corner in particular. The traction is tedious to find. And now look at Cullen right on the back. He can smell P10.
Oh, he can. This is just incredibly close. He's got three laps to do it. So this is hotting up nicely. This is getting very nice.
By the way, let's remind you of the plight of Sven de Vries, who lost his front nose cone earlier in the race. He is nowhere near the points, unfortunately. He is P18 at this stage. As Cullen tries to go around the outside of Klont, a very audacious move.
Brave.
Unable to do it, though, but you can definitely tell that he is hungry. And Klont perhaps a little bit thrown off by that. Once again, losing out to Jordan, and perhaps Cullen might be able to have a sniff of a move into the chicane. No, I don't think so, but he's certainly looking, isn't he? He's going to be having a go in the next couple of laps.
Maybe.
Which he will need to, of course.
Which, yeah, I may also point out Coachella is catching up to Capet at a rate of knots now. This is hot enough as well. There's 1 second between the two, so...
Lap 40 of 41, penultimate lap. It could happen.
Oh.
As yeah, I was noticing Klont and Jordan once again. Very
These
close,
two.
but no cigar between Menno and Dennis. Like, literally, no cigar. You couldn't put a tobacco stick between the two of them.
Klont just doesn't seem to have the wings to get the speed he needs, really, to get past. If he can keep tight to him, then he should be able to just get a good enough slipstream to boost past, but... Gotta get that good exit.
Easterbeek is on the final lap of this race now. I'm just having a look at Capet and Gashella here. Might be worth looking up to this band now. Capet desperately trying to find slipstream off the left car of Pelkonen, yeah. And Gashella, look how close he is now. Right on the rear of the Romanian.
Right on the back of this. Well done to Pelkonen as well by getting out of the way.
Yeah, good back marking. Good back marking.
So yeah, but this is intense now. This is...
Oh, Gashella a little bit wavy into turns 3 and 4 there.
It's going to be done on the straight line. It's going to be done on the back straight, surely. That's the only place he's got.
I fear he might have left it a bit too late, you know.
I think he'd one more lap, do you think?
One more lap and it might have happened.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously I'm keeping an eye on the leader as well. Gashella trying to close up through 8 and 9 now.
No,
We'll see what the gap is.
Captain may have this. It depends how well Gashella breaks into the hairpin.
Yeah. And the gap 0.5 of a second.
Which he may have just done very well.
Might be a mistake from Capet to sees him walk away with it again.
I think...
But yeah, go back to our race leader now. Ruud Easterbeek. Took pole position, ran away. He takes his 5th win of the year. Dominating the competition now. Behind him, Capet makes it yet another walk 1-2 in race 1. He takes P2. Gashella with his 4th third place in a row on a real roll as the Romanian. Pedro Melim suffered with pressure early few races for Simcraft. Back on the boiler now in P4, and it's a good result overall for Simcraft. P4 for Melim, P5 for Van der Voort. Tapper with his highest result of the year. That is a massive 10 points for Street Fighter, and going into instant celebration is Tapper. Another strong result for Wouters Automotive as well. P7 for Francic, P8 for Yunt. Jason Muscat, a disappointing P9 considering his third place in the championship. Dennis Jordan did hold on. He does take his first top 10 of the year for Smile Power Racing. Big points for them as well. Clont 11th, Cullen 12th, McGlade with 13th, McNaughton 14th, and Sven Schubert will take the final point of the year. Of the race, sorry. Your two retirements were Total Pangev and Matt Richardson. To remind you,
we do have behind.
What?
Something just happened at the chicane. Just a fight going on, and then someone went absolutely flying. So.
Ooh, not sure.
Terence Gretsch, it was.
Oh yeah, he's lost his front wing, unfortunately. But he'll finish 20th regardless anyway. So. Just to remind you, though, we now have our reverse grid race of 23 laps. Going to be interesting to see how the strategy plays out, whether it's a no-stop on options or a no-stop on primes for some people. Your potential candidates for that are Tapper, Francic, Yunt, Muscat, and Jordan as well. That could be crucial for Smile Power if they get that reverse grid.
That would be very good for them if they get the reverse grid, but what a fantastic race we were just given them. That was an absolutely brilliant race. Some great battles. Some clean racing. Ultimately, we had 2 retirements.
A lot less than everyone was expecting, actually.
I know. People were predicting it's going to be a lot, but no, only 2. But Sterling, a very comfortable drive from Ruhi Sadiq, and another great 1-2 for Risto Capet. However, you'd get the feeling, a couple of laps, Stella could have had him.
Perhaps. And there's always next race as well, of course.
There's always next race, so... I'm really looking for bring on the next race already. I mean, that was brilliant.
And yes, well done to Ruud once again. Really, really incredible dominance from the Dutch driver. To be expected, I guess, of course. He extends. I think the crucial thing here as well is his 2 main rivals were De Vries and Muscat. Muscat only scored 7 points. De Vries scored none.
Positives to be gained all around then. So, such a classy drive from Ruud. Just a brilliant start and then controlled it from start to finish. Brilliant. Great battles from, well done to Dennis Jordan getting his first top 10, and then Tapper as well getting his highest position. So
I think that's actually a big thing to cover, because Tapper has just had such a it's all over the place, really, his Supercup campaign. Even last year, but whereas Gashella, who had a similarly bad campaign last year, has gone on to be unbelievably good this year, so consistent. Tapper has sort of fallen away, and we saw last year he had good results, but he was never able to turn that into a run. Do you think that now is really the time where Tapper has to create a run for himself?
Well, the 6 should give him really good confidence to be able to, he should be able to move on from there. You'd have only thought it could get better for him. So, but yeah, if it's now at that point in the season where if he's going to have a good season, he really needs to get going and carry this momentum forward. And then for Coachella as well, we were saying, could that streak end of podiums? It didn't. He got past Mellon and then just took that podium for himself. So, yeah, it's going to be a very interesting race too.
Just having a look at the tables. Let's look at the tables as the drivers, the top 10 in the teams. This is when they were entering this event, by the way. Ruud, he's to be Glenn on 202. De Vries 173. Muscat 149. Siggy, who by the way is retired from Super Cup from now on, so we wish you all the best, Kev. But he didn't like the stress of it also. That's a shame. A great driver gone from the series now. He's on 126. Gashella 119. He's actually going to move up into 4th position now. Van der Voort 116. Risto Capet 97 after a slow start, remember. Clont 96. Francic 79. And Yunt 66. Sorry, Cullen wasn't in the top 10, but near enough. He's there in 11th. And the team standings: Walk on 299, Satellite 269, Simcraft 184, Multiforce 153, Positive, who didn't score in that race. With Kevin Siggy gone, Positive might expect to fall down the table. They're on 149. Storm 145, Wouters 145, Mazurek 82, Racing Aces PB 72, Smile Power 63. So Storm looking very good there. Positive, not so good. Walk running away with it, of course. Simcraft looking good. Wouters looking good. But very interesting scenes down the bottom of the table as well, where Smile Power scored. Street Fighter scored big. TSA has scored a little bit, but the likes of Mazurek and Enterprise not scoring as well, and it's going to paint an interesting picture for race 2, of course.
Indeed, and we've just had reverse grid, which is number 6, so that brings Tapper on pole.
Very interesting. The
That
last
makes
time,
it stay better.
the last time Dawei Tapper scored on pole, the last time Dawei Tapper was on pole was legitimately. He took pole position in Spa last year, and he had the most unbelievable of contacts with Fran Lopez on that first lap, which saw him lose loads of points. Just got to hope that he's able to keep it together, you know.
And convert it, yeah. So that's a good opportunity for him to continue that momentum, as you said. So hope for the best. I'm just going to quickly take a toilet break because that race was so intense.
Perhaps you can all take a little break as well. Lots of fun here in the Super Cup and plenty of fun over the week. If you haven't seen the Formula Challenge races yesterday as well, we had one of the closest finishes in the series history yesterday in race 1. I think it was the top 4 covered by a 10th or 2/10 or something. Unbelievable scene. So hopefully when the broadcast goes up, if it goes up of course, you'll be able to see that sooner rather than later. Sorry, just tackling with a couple of guys chatting. A couple of people complaining about dive bombs. Very interesting to to see that actually, because of course Canada is a big track where dive bombs are quite prevalent, especially with the chicanes, with the hairpins as well. So yes, I'm wondering whether we'll see any unhappy people sending off a protest after the event, of course. Of course, if you want to get involved with us, and if you want to ask the drivers any questions or ask us questions, then please hop onto Twitter and hashtag GPVWC live, and we will try to get to it as quickly as possible. Or you can mention my Twitter handle at KirkyLife. That's KirkyLife, and I shall try and get to you as quickly as possible. Also, so Tapper on pole is going to be the 2 Simcrafts behind him of Van der Voort Malim, then Gashella, then Captain Heasterbeek. Mr. Stephen McCready, who do you think's looking good for the race 2 win?
I'm gonna go for Tapper. I'm gonna say Tapper. I think he could potentially do it. Kept it very consistent last race, so maybe he can continue that consistency into this and keep people behind. So I'm gonna go for Tapper.
I wish I had that faith. I'm personally going to go for Van der Voort. His starts are sensational, and he's in a prime position there in P3. But of course, no, P2, sorry. Of course, though, we've got the issue of tyre wear, because we're expecting a no-stop all around from everyone, unless you have to pit for other reasons than tyres. But I'm wondering whether a couple of people are going to go on the prime compound because they have to, though.
Very true. Some people, well, who was it? Simcraft especially. Tom Van der Voort pitted 4 laps earlier than the rest of the grid started pitting, so he may have to go for a prime strategy just to cope with that tyre wear. So it's going to be very interesting to see how people go about this. So yeah, tyre strategy is going to be quite an important factor into this race.
I agree. So it's Tapper from Mr. McCready. It is Van der Voort from myself. Of course, there are plenty of other candidates. Malim has not won a race in Supercup, but he's been on the podium a couple of times. Can he break his duck? Can Heasterbeek win again? Can Gashella get higher than 3rd? That'd be a big one.
There's a lot of these drivers in this top 10 could take the win here.
By the way, that was his third in a row, not his 4th. But he has had 3rd. This would have been his 5th 3rd this year.
That's a good streak to have.
So yeah, he has had. I wonder if he can make it properly 4 3rds in a row now.
Yeah, hopefully he can. He'll be wanting that for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
It's going to be hopefully a good one there again.
So we should be moving to the race very soon. I'm just going to check the Arsenal score because I like football. Don't judge me, please. Boo.
Instant
No.
hate. Everyone's going to tweet in now saying, James, what are you doing? Come on, man.
Don't judge me, please. Promise I'm nice.
As long as Arsenal are losing, I'm happy.
Yeah, there's 0-0 at the moment.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
And of course, a point could mean that Sunderland avoid relegation again. But we don't talk about relegation here, do we? Not until the end of the season. Not until the end of the season. So there we are. There's the grid. The top 5. Tapper, Van der Voort, Malim, Geschella, Capit. Very interesting to see how Tapper does off the line here. Because I remember his big thing last year was actually the same thing that Geschella suffered from this year, which was bad starts. As opposed to the guy alongside him who has amazing starts.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting start to watch.
Tapper leads us off on pole position from Van der Voort, Malim, Geschella, Capit, Heasterbeek. Then there's the two Wouters of Francic and Junt, and they're followed up round down the top 10 by Muscat and Jordan. We then have Clont, Cullen and McGlade, the two Racing Aces PB squad. McNaughton 14th, Schubert 15th. Then Verzile in 16th. A good recovery drive from the back actually for Verzile. Schur 17th. De Vries 18th. Can he recover from that position? Mason 19th. Grech rounding out the top 20. Pelkin 21st. The two Twitch Enterprise GP cars. Holmes 22nd. Ted Air 23rd. They need points more than ever now. Hermsey 24th for Fox. Fuller 25th for ST. ST with no points to this point as well, remember. They are desperate for even one as well. Bell in 26th for Smile Power. Richards after retiring from race 1 starting P27. He's sure to have a good start from the back there as well. Pangev, our other retirement 28th. And of course Wupke Hoekstra, who did qualify, found himself disconnecting as we went to race for race 1. He is back and starts at the back of the grid, P29 for the Mazurek outfit.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Hoekstra can do. I forgot he's disconnected. Yeah, that would be a interesting little development.
And so what one car are we missing? Oh, it's the other Street Fighter, isn't it?
Yes, I think
and of course, attendance, especially in the career ladder, like it's not like the independent stuff where if you don't turn up to a certain amount of events, then you get reviewed and you could potentially lose your place. In the career ladder, of course, above Formula Challenge, and actually, you know, drivers and teams must pay a small fee, you know, they're able to, you know, keep the league going. But you know, they have paid their right to be on the grid.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that attendance isn't taken into account when the grids are decided for the following year. And of course, given that we're moving on to R Factor 2, given that there is a strong likelihood, from what I've heard, that the grid sizes might actually be reduced as well.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
attendance is important, you know? Attendance is important.
Yeah, so well, if you pay for a team license, you're obliged to turn up. I think that's ultimately the aim. So that's the same for every sport, ultimately. So
yeah. Anyway, we got 3, 4, 5 lights in here for the second time in the Circuit Jules Villeneuve. We're off and away, and Tapper bogs down awfully once again. It's always a bad start for Douwe Tapper and Van der Voort straight through into lead as everyone tries to pile through into turn 1. Tapper holding on to P5 instantly off the podium, wasn't he? It is now a Simcraft Noah's Ark situation with Walk racing behind. Heasterbeek's already got past... No, he hasn't, sorry. It's Capit third with Heasterbeek fourth. Geschella with an okay start. He's sixth. Muscat with a great start, actually, up into 7th. McGlade also had a good start. He's up into 11th. Roy Verzile up into P13 as well as we start filtering through the first few corners, just looking for any people in grief. I don't think there were many, to be honest. Matt Richards didn't have as good a start as I was expecting, actually, though. But mind you, Wupke Hoekstra... No, he's up to P26, so don't worry too much. But yeah, Van der Voort is going to try and replicate now what Heasterbeek did last time. But I'm looking at his rear gunner now, Pedro Melim, under instant pressure from Risto Capit as there's a move up into the chicane. Oh, Tapper's gone wide! All falling apart for Douwe Tapper. He manages to come back into 6th, thankfully. But Geschella is passed once again and our pole position man is back in the place where he would have started. Well, he finished race 1 as there's more going on behind. Gashella looking to get past Rude. He's to be now into the chicane. Not going to happen. Tapassos in behind as well. But at the end of lap 1 then, it's Van der Waal from Malima. Simcraft 1-2. Capit close behind them, looking to threaten that from Easterbeek, Gashella, Tapper, Muscat, Francis, Janssen, Klont.
Oh, contact between Capit and Melon.
I'm just going to have a little look back at that there then. See what was going on. So Capit went to the inside. Oh, no, that was poor from Capit. He ran Malim off the road, and thankfully he has let Malim back through. Just helping Van der Waal, though, isn't it? Now a second gap between himself and Malim. He's to be close behind as well. Gashella, Tapper, Janssen, Klont, all in very close pursuit, aren't they? This one, oh, you imagine it might take a mistake to see someone fall out of these positions.
Yeah, this is quite a strong top 10 we've got here. You can forget my prediction. I never made that prediction. I don't know if you know that, but you know. Anyway, it's I reckon we're in for a nice little race here. I think we've got a Syncraft 1-2, Walk Racing 3-4. So this is going to be a nice little race to watch, isn't it? See if Walk Racing can see what Van der Waal can do. He seems to be pulling away nicely, 2.5 seconds. Pedro under pressure from Capit, and Easterbeek is also giving pressure to Capit as well. So this is turning into a nice little race we've got on our hands.
Also of note, nobody chose prime compound tyre, everyone on the option tyre. We're expecting no pit stops to the end, of course. But look at this, Malim really proving to be a cork in the bottle. Will Risto Capit have another go into turn 1 once again? Is he going to break it? No, he decides against it, but really close field behind him. I mean, pretty much right down to Sven de Vries, who's up there in P14 now. The entire of those lot covered by 3 seconds. It is awfully close.
This is insanely close. 3 seconds, that's brilliant. So, well, the tyre wear is going to be very important then if we're all on options, especially we saw Van der Waal having quite, in terms of everything else, quite poor tyre wear. So that would be very interesting to see how maybe if he he's not holding back like, he's pulled out a 3 second gap, but maybe trying to conserve the tyres to counteract wearing them out too quickly. So I don't know. See how this plays out.
Van der Waal was the first to pit in race 1, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly, so maybe try and ease it off a bit.
As we have our first retirement already, that was much quicker, wasn't it? Christoph Schur out with suspension damage from the highs of Monaco to lows once again. No score for him. I also see Adrian McNaughton has been in a bit of trouble. He's now down to P26, the Englishman. But look at this line of cars.
This is a long line here. Is Kathy going to have a look? No, thinks better of it.
Malim holds on nicely. Remember, Malim was noted in race 1 for having those excellent brakes into the chicane. That was positive struggling out there. I think that was Mesa behind in P15, I think he was. But Malim, Capit, Easterbeek, Gashella going around nicely. Tapper still there as well with Muscat and Francic as well. And there's a sort of split off between Francic and Junt now. The two Wouters as Junt looking behind him. He's got Klont, McGlade, Jordan, Cullen and De Vries in close proximity. It's almost like you're waiting for someone to make a mistake, but none so far. Yep, he's got past.
That was a very clean move. Nice to see.
Nice to see De Vries having a good fun battle in the midfield. Not used to being in these positions usually, but doing nicely enough. As it's very much status quo at the moment, is it? As perhaps De Vries will have a look at Jordan here actually now. We'll watch the Americans progress through the field as heading up into the turn 10 hairpin. Oh, Jordan gets braking all wrong.
Whoa,
and Easterbeek's round!
Easterbeek's round, what's happened there?
The championship leader down to P15. He might be down even lower. Let's have a look here. He lost it.
I think.
Oh, it's Gashella. Gashella hit him round.
That's unlucky. That's unfortunate for Easterbeek. It really is.
And where is he going to end up? Here with Verzile on the inside. He just about stays in P15 there. Ruud Easterbeek, but that is a big blow, and I think he'll be very thankful to have those 25 points over De Vries in race 1.
Indeed.
De Vries, talking of the devil, having a little go on Dennis Jordan here for P11 now as it is.
De Vries getting some work done.
Absolutely. I'm just having a look up at the field here. So Malim and Capit have now broken away from Gashella, who might be looking to have a little confrontation with the stewards at the end of this race. He might have front wing damage as well from that contact with
Tapper's
Heasterbeek.
all over him now, isn't he?
Tapper is all over him, yeah. The two 2013 Formula Challenge rivals. We've been saying how much the swing has been as De Vries has got past Dennis Jordan, by the way. Lewis McGlade, a big benefactor, into the top 10 as well. But yeah, the two, they were so dominant in 2013 Formula Challenge. They struggled so much in 2014 Super Cup. Gashella has kicked on another gear this year. Tapper, though, looking to get his own campaign into gear and looking very good as well as Risto Capit there, looking to line up Pedro Melim. He wants to break up this Simcraft 1-2. Not able to do anything, though. Behind Tapper is past Gashella.
Move.
Darwin Tapper into P4. Oh, and contact there behind. I think that was Menno clouting the wall. Emmanuel Gashella, though, he's going to have a look on the outside of turn 1. Nice move from the Romanian. Back into P. Oh! Holmes is out again. So let's have a look in there once again. So I don't know what the timing's happened there. It's completely messed it up, hasn't he? Completely screwed it up, hasn't it? So let's see. Gashella still ahead of Tapper. Muscat
gone as well.
remains at. Oh yeah, Holmesy as well. Yeah. So losing them like, well, we've got 3 now, so we've got more than race 1 already, and it's only lap 6 of 23.
So close racing all around. But people getting a bit more racy, as is the way every time with race 2. It's a sprint race, effectively. So whatever you want to get done, you got to get it done quicker.
Absolutely. So Capet's still trying to hound Melim. Got a poor exit there. Gashella's still ahead of Tapper, but now this battle has managed to reel in Muscat and Francic even further.
Bit of a Gachella train. I think Gachella may have some damage then sustained from the contact, so Tapper looking a bit. Maybe try and get a good exit off the chicane and try and get him into turn 1. Yeah.
Still unable to do anything, is he, Tapper? Gashella might just have a hold on things ahead as well. Capit, there or thereabouts. People settling in, aren't they? I know Tapper he was close to tapping Gashella there, wasn't he?
Vries has got past Klont. So De Vries is flying at the moment.
Doing some good lap times is De Vries. Next up the road is David Junt. And then it's a long way up the road to David Francic. Behind as well, we've got Dennis Jordan, P11. Lewis McGlade, P12. Philip Cullen, P13. And Root Heasterbeek off the track in P14. He's angry bunny, probably, Root Heasterbeek, and will want to try and recover as many points as he can.
Yeah, he's probably shouting at people in that cockpit right now, but this is the way of things. It'll get looked after this year. There's no point ruining your own race. Keep it cool. Tapper seems to drop back a tiny bit from the shower, so...
Oh, what happened? I saw a little bit of... Oh, it was De Vries trying to have a go at Junt there.
Good exit there. Slipstream?
Surely he's got him. Surely he's got to have him. He's right behind us all ahead as well. Tapper trying to defend off Muscat into the chicane. That's nice and done. De Vries will have to try around the outside of Junt. Junt takes the chicane badly though. And that's going to lose him a whole host of positions. He's going to get mugged by Dennis Jordan. Look at Klont having to cut across Junt there. Jordan trying to cut back as well. So De Vries up into 8th, Klont 9th, Jordan 10th, David Junt down into 11th, McGlade 12th, and there's Heasterbeek 13th, Cullen 14th, Matt Richards, our final point scorer so far, but he's got Luis Mesa and Roy Verzile in close pursuit as well, with Sen Schubert not too far behind either. But so far, Tom van der Voort doing the job he needs to on lap 8 to 23. He's got a 4.2 second gap to Risto Capit, actually. So Risto Capit past Pedro Melim.
So it'd be interesting to see what Risto Capit can do now. Can he close the gap to Cas van der Voort, or will van der Voort try and hold on? So this is going to be an interesting development. Maybe we'll get a battle between Kuchela and Melim again. If, these two just can't leave each other alone, can they? No,
as Francic tried to go around the outside of Muscat, still trying to go around the outside of Muscat. Unbelievable! What drive out of that corner. David Francic out for Wouters Automotive is going to be a straight slipstream now. Francic has kind of got a slipstream in Tapper ahead, but Muscat has to get back in. What a move from David Francic.
Well, that was a brilliant one. Well, all that's going on. Melim's got past Capit again, so... We've got some great racing going on. Very close racing. Brilliant.
Took a little while, but it's kicking into gear now.
Let's get everyone's starting to find their race shoes again. So fantastic stuff so far.
It's interesting to see now. Well, I mean, David Jones has actually gotten past Dennis Jordan now, who's under all sorts of pressure from Ruud Heespeak. But it's interesting to see how much of a cork Junt really was. De Vries flying off into the distance, as to a certain extent is Clont also. I reckon De Vries could be looking forward to a bit more than perhaps 8 points at the end of this race.
I think so. De Vries is having a good old second race here. He is flying at the moment. Good to see, and things are pretty close between Mella and Gashella. So this is a battle going nicely.
I was looking at Gashella slowly closing in the times.
Ruud
Heespeak, sorry, had a bit of a dive there on Dennis Jordan. Oh, Dennis Jordan had a poor exit though, so Ruud Heespeak up into 11th. The top 10 is in sight.
Ruud Heespeak's got that pace to kind of cover the situation, you'd think, wouldn't you?
Oh, sorry, cap it, back up to P2, cap it. Melim had a poor exit of the chicane. And Capit should be on the inside.
He's not though.
Should have been, wasn't though. And now here comes Gashella looking for yet another third place.
He's getting this continuous streak. It's brilliant stuff. Van der Voort's actually pulling away thanks to this.
I told you.
This is helping him nicely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, Van der Voort's gonna win,
Yeah. Oh wow, what a moment for Aristo Capit there. All the squirming under the brakes, just about able to get it stopped in time. But braking will be a bit of an issue as Ruud Heespeak properly gets past Dennis Jordan. Now looks like the German wanted to have another go at the Netherlands driver. But Aristo Capit, he's got that turn 8 all wrong, isn't he?
Now, isn't he? This is a perfect moment for Catella to take advantage now.
Up into the hairpin, he's going for, isn't he? Up the inside, and he has it. Just about as Matt Richards is out for the second time this evening. It's now going to be a straight drag. No, it isn't. Gashella ahead. Can Capit bite back into the chicane, though, I wonder. And by the way, Matt Richards making it our 4th retirement. No, Capit has nothing to answer. Gashella back up into that fabled P3 of his. As Dawe Tapper loses the position to David Frančić through the chicane. I think Tapper's got a better exit himself. We'll have a look what happens into turn 1 here. Melim goes through. I think they're all going to be nice in the status quo. Tapper on the inside of Frančić, though. Frančić cuts ahead. And that is another nice move from the Croatian. He's up into P5. Tapper trying to cut back. Nothing doing, though. Oh, well, actually, mind you, he's got a nice exit there.
I wouldn't try here.
No, around the outside. Turn 3, not going to happen. So Frančić up into P5. Tapper down to P6. Got to be wary of Jason Muscat. Very close behind.
That was a well defended and a brilliant move from Frančić. So that is a battle that is pushing it very nicely. Gachella's starting to... Is Capit starting to drop back slightly?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
We've had another retirement, by the way, in the form of Roy Verzile. So both Fox Racing cars out of this race. Their plight goes from bad to worse. As Ruud Heespeak now battling with David Junt. My word, David Junt mounting turn 8 there. Menno Clont very close as well. And I wonder whether David Junt might actually have a little move here on Menno Clont. Yeah. You can see them squirming under the brakes, but they're not... Oh, wow! How slow out of that corner was Menno Clont. Goodness me. As up ahead, Gashella. Gashella was past Melim, and Melim's gone on! No. So, Gashella is into P2. Capit with all of the flapping out of the chicane. Melim lucky to hold on to P3 there, so Gashella might break his duck of P3.
Oh, wow!
Wow, that's a big cut as well. He's got to slow down for that, surely. It's all kicking off here. I think he's gained a lot of time there, Gashella, actually, to be honest.
To slow down.
He does indeed. Melim, P3. Capit P4, a lot of mistakes creeping into the system. Tapper back into P5, can you believe it? Frančić 6th, Muscat 7th, De Vries 8th. We had another retirement in the form of Terence Grech now. And look, De Vries, there he is, just behind P7. He can see P6, maybe even P5 in his sights. Ruud Heespeak 9th, David Junt 10th. With Dennis Jordan P11, Cullen 12th, McGlade 13th, Mesa 14th, Sven Schubert 15th. So Menno Clont has lost out massively there. He's now down to P16.
What happened to Clont there then? So...
Not too sure. I think it happened down on the straight, perhaps.
Gachella's not giving I'm back interesting. So let's just see what happens there. It was definitely a cut. Safe to say that. Muscat is looking at the back of De Vries here.
And the Capit's looking at Melim as well. Unable to do anything is the Estonian. Now looking at, yeah, De Vries has already passed Muscat, isn't he? That was easy. The American up into, oh, what's happened to Capit here? Capit's had a great exit out the chicane again. Melim squirming on exit. And Capit up into third, Melim down to fourth.
From Capit. Melim tried to defend it, didn't really.
Oh!
Capit got a moment.
All over the place.
Ah, that was a save. Jeez, some people have been very swirly over that in that corner.
Has someone had the cleaner out in between races or something? Because that track looks slippery as anything I've seen this year.
It's bizarre. So many people have nearly lost it, especially that corner. People have been very ambitious on the accelerator. So yeah, Melim still on the back of Capit. This is a nice battle here. Van der Voort just doing a nice job with 4 seconds ahead in first position, and we are 50% our way through the break.
Can Geschelle catch Van der Voort?
Very interesting call.
We weren't asking ourselves that earlier.
No, we know.
Oh, Melim's round! Oh, Melim! He just lost it on the exit of the chicane. Again, the chicane hairpin. Let's have a look. Lost it all on his own in the most bizarre. He got the corner all right. He just throttled up too early. How bizarre. Either way, he's now down to P8 is Melim. So Tapper up to 4th, Francic 5th, De Vries 6th, and Muscat 7th. Melim into 8th. He's got Root Eastbeek very close behind him as well. I reckon he might lose another place in the next few laps or so.
That was a bizarre mistake to make. That was interesting. Let's see what he can do. He's got pressure from Eastbeek now. He's kind of covered himself. Vries is having a cracking race in 6th. Tapper's recovered back up to 4th. So that's all going on.
All going on indeed. 3.7 the gap between Geschelle and Van der Voort. We shall keep an eye on that on lap 14 of 23 here. And I tell you what an evening this will be for Street Fighter. 23 points from this evening alone, if things stand as they are.
Street Fighter have had a good evening indeed. So nice to see for them makes the constructors very interesting indeed.
So that said, he's going to have to hold it off David Francic, who's sort of found some good pace again, as Eastbeek is now past Pedro Melim, but he's going around the outside of the hairpin. That is why Melim able to hold on for now, but I think Eastbeek might be eyeing up a move into the chicane, surely.
Eastbeek got a very good exit there, so this should be... We know how good Melim is on the break.
We do, you do, yeah. Heading into the chicane now. Out behind I see, I think it's Cullen. Oh, a bit of a twitch from Melim. And again, it's his exit, which is really poor. Eastbeek looking on the inside, and Yuntz cut the chicane massively again. People all over the place. It's Eastbeek now on the inside of Melim. Surely it's a move done into turn 1.
How the
Melim.
How the hell?
0.5 centimeters worth of room, I'd say, approximately there. Get your rulers out. But, well, on the edge of defending there, isn't he?
That is bravery and a half. That is... Fair play to him.
Yeah, fair play to him indeed.
That's not something I would attempt. I'd have just let it go, but that's probably why I'm not in Supercup.
You will be someday. It's okay. Ever improving.
Hope so.
Now I will certainly not be in Supercup. And talking of which, sorry, talking of people who are looking at slipping down a couple of positions, Melim took turn 9 horribly once again, and surely that's the move done to Eastbeek. No, he goes wide to the hairpin. Thrown it away once again.
That's a good exit,
though around the outside. It's a great exit indeed. And Eastbeek should have that by the end. I don't know. We do know how good Melim's break is. Let's have a look here.
Slipstream.
Oh, wow!
On the outside.
That was
brave. Probably a
cutting off your nose to spite your face, if you ask me. Goodness, that was very close.
That was tricky stuff from Melim there. I can imagine Eastbeek will keep on it very much so. Back to 3.2 now.
3.2, yeah. Coming down, but not by enough, I would say.
He's running out of laps. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
I think it's about 3-4 tenths a lap, which at this rate is... No.
Oh, he's the beak. Down the inside of turn 6, that was as bold as Malim has been in the past couple of laps. And surely that's the Holland driver past the
That
Portuguese
must be
now.
done now. We got some
Surely.
clean air.
I think he's got it, surely, yeah. Jan 10th, Jordan 11th, but under big pressure from Philip Cullen in 12th. Luis Mesa up into P13 for positive. That'd be nice for him to score at least a few points. McGlade down to 14th. I think he'll be happy just to score points again. And Schuber having a cracking battle with Menno Clontier for the final point. Norton there as well. And talking of Cullen, we were saying he was close to Jordan. He is now past Jordan. As Clontier and Schuber come into contact at the chicane, this could allow McNaughton in on the action as well. But looking up ahead again, we've got to be careful. There's battling going all over the place as Jordan passed Cullen once again into the chicane. And the battle for the final point. And look at this, going to go 3 wide into the chicane. McNaughton down the middle, overtakes none of them because he goes deep. I was so optimistic. Oh well.
Oh man.
It was a good try. It was a good
try.
try.
McLeod's gone deep into the first one. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, that was the thought that counts, I think. Yeah. Thought
that counts, yes. And meanwhile, sorry, David Francis just passed Darry Tapper for P4 and 5. We'd seen this move coming for a few laps now. Tapper unable to hold out, but as we say, any points inside the top 10 are very good points for Fox at this stage. Oh my word! The brakes snapped on Tapper there. He's really struggled to get stopped there. Under all sorts of pressure from his pseudo countryman Sven de Vries, the American, up the inside of the hairpin. I think Tapper had to be careful and aware of Francis ahead, who took it horribly as well. Francis just about holding on, but de Vries on a real charge now. He could be on for P4 from outside the points.
This has been a stunning charge from de Vries. Faultless, frankly.
And there goes Jason Muscat getting involved as well. De Vries looking to break around the outside. Francis holds on, as does Tapper with Muscat. This battle for 4th position, remember.
De Vries got a good exit.
Really starting to ease up once again. De Vries on the inside of turn 1. We've seen people defend around the outside pretty successfully here, though. Wow. Very close, all bunching up once again. Not wanting to lose position or anything. Frantic holds on for now, but at the rate De Vries is going, you would expect that a move will be coming sooner or later as Pangev becomes our 6th retirement of the day.
Oh, we've got 3 times the retirements in this race alone, so...
7th, sorry, even.
Oh, was it 7th?
So almost 4 times.
Yeah, so... A bit more higher attrition rate for this race, it seems, but... No less, we've had some cracking racing again.
Frantic still holding on from De Vries.
Jordan doing a good job holding on to Cullen, but Cullen's all over the back of him as well, so... Oof.
Bigger points up here for 4th, though, I'd say.
Oh,
De Vries
definitely.
No, not going to look into the hairpin. Francis goes a little deep. De Vries will look to get the cut back.
Got a good exit.
Oh, yeah. Francis just had very good exits so far today.
This is a good battle here. This is 4th position. Fantastic points on offer here. Got him. Is he going to look? No, I think Francis has held on again.
Oh, no, he's gone deep. Oh, this is held up De Vries massively. Here goes Tapper now. Straight back through on the American. Can Tapper take the 2 of them? It's wheel-to-wheel action here at Montreal. And De Vries is going to try holding around the outside. Tapper goes deep into turn 2. But is he going to hold on? Yes, he is. Opportunistic move from Tapper. Francis really providing De Vries with a real problem there. Really slow on the exit of the chicane just after we said what good exits he was having. And a bit of respite for Frantic.
Vries looking up there. Oh god, this is so close. Don't hit each other, please.
Scary. Oh, wow, hitting the wall is Tapper.
Vries is back fast, surely.
Oh my goodness me. Yeah, surely De Vries is back through into turn 8. Yes, he is. Good move from the American. And here comes Jason Muscat as well to make it a threesome.
Well, isn't he?
Yeah, Frantic scurrying away. He's like, oh, I've gotten away with it.
Tapper gonna look around the outside. Oh, who's gone?
That's Bell, don't worry, it's Bell.
Oh, go on, Bell.
Oh, and Muscat but inside of Tapper as well. Oh, very close.
This guy's surely gonna have a look.
It's on the outside though, that's the issue.
Very true. De Vries is making this a bit awkward as well. Tapper holds on. Francis is trying to run away from all this. Can I keep this 4th, please?
Oh, Muscat tries up the inside. It's a
Oh.
late braking maneuver. Tapper, brave, holds on around the outside, keeping P6, thankfully. But we are running out of laps very quickly now. Lap 20 of 23. Gashela has closed the gap to 2.9 now, but it is still not enough.
Enough is it. It was 2.5 earlier, so he's dropped back a bit. So. I think, barring any mistakes, number 4 may have this. But I said, racing, anything can happen. Usually does.
How will this order end up? Dawe Tapper doesn't want to end up in 6th, that's for sure. He's going to have a look around the outside of the race. Nothing doing though at all.
Oh,
wow,
contact,
his car goes flying!
Contact.
Massive contact between Muscat and Tapper. That almost reminds me of that battle, that contact between Gutierrez and Maldonado in Silverstone. Flying up in the air was Tapper, and that will have given De Vries a bit of respite now as he looks to try and catch down Francis once again. Tapper and Muscat going into battle. They've got to be very wary though, because Championship leader Ruud Hiesterbeek is an ominous sight catching up, isn't he?
He is getting closer, and Ruud Hiesterbeek is probably in the mood to take no prisoners right now. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting one to watch.
I think Tapper's actually managed to escape Muscat. Look how much of a gap he's pulled now.
Muscat must have some form of damage. That was a fair whack.
That was a hefty impact, yeah.
Tapper will probably have diffused damage of some form.
Losing all sorts of time to Hiesterbeek. Look, Hiesterbeek's right in the back of the Maltese driver now.
Right on it. So, that play to Hiesterbeek, he's recovered this really well. Kept his cool.
Yeah, especially given it wasn't really his fault either that he was there.
No, he was just given a bit of a tight in the back, 7 rounds. So.
And here he goes on Muscat already. He's going to have to go out the outside of the hairpin. We have seen this done before though. He brakes late, tries to squeeze Muscat in. Will he get a good exit? Yes, he will. Great move again from Ruud Hiesterbeek. I mean, that hairpin, we've seen more successful overtakes around the outside there than any other part of the track.
In a good overtaking spot as that hairpin, it's also helped a lot of overtakes. So that is a brilliant move from Hiesterbeek.
Muscat tries to get him back, but unable to. It's a valiant effort from Jason, though.
Brilliant. We've had some cracking racing. Is he going to have a look into the first corner, though? He's got a good run.
Oh, no.
No, surely not.
No.
Surely not.
Oh, he's sticking it. Oh, there's Fuller as well to make it more complicated. The back marker plays a part. Hiesterbeek becomes a pinball machine ball. And Muscat is back through, holding off the championship leader with aplomb at the moment.
Yeah, Hiesterbeek's going to be hacked off in that car right now. That Fuller couldn't have turned out at a more opportune time for Muscat, really, because Hiesterbeek probably would have defended that had Fuller not turned up.
It is great. It's been wonderful battling here at the Circuit Jules Villeneuve. Great to watch. Great action throughout and some big results for some big people as well. Will Hiesterbeek have another look around the outside of Muscat? He breaks late. He's going to try around the outside. Muscat well aware to his tricks this time though. Cuts him off nicely. Hiesterbeek will have the slipstream though. But I'm looking up to Van der Voort now as well. He's about to go on to the final lap of this race.
What a race it's been. As Muscat's trying to defend it. Is Hiesterbeek going to look down the inside? He is. Well done. Nicely done. So that is Muscat dispatched.
And Junt is past Malim as well. That's been a close battle raging on behind as well. And the Swiss now up into P9.
Holland's been round at the chicane.
Oh no!
Champions. So that promoted McGlade.
Into 13th, yeah.
McGlade's been having a relatively good evening. So
he has 2 point scores. 2 points. He'll take that.
So he will take that in very much. Hiesterbeek now is trying to catch up back of Tapper. It's probably in vain because...
very in vain, unfortunately, I'd say.
It's final lap of the race. Feller, though, he's brought it down the gap by 1 second over this lap. I mean, it's pretty much game over, but still.
I think it is certainly worth going up to our race leader, though, now. He very much did a similar thing as Ruud Hiesterbeek. He took his advantage at the start, and he's run away with it. Behind, you can see 1.5 seconds behind is Emmanuel Gashela. He got close. He'll break his duck of 3 thirds in a row with 1 second, but up ahead of him, the man of the moment is Tom van der Voort, who secures his 3rd win of the year as the 2 ex-Nijo drivers taking the honours here at Canada. Gashela, as I say, 2nd with Risto Capit 3rd, 2 podiums in 1 evening. A great drive, great couple of drives from him, sorry. Francic 4th, De Vries from outside the points into 5th, great drive from him. Tapper with an excellent evening for Street Fighter, P6 and a well-deserved 20 points for the team. That's big. Easterbeek, after being spun round early on by Gashela, takes P7 with Muscat 8th, Malim 9th, who got past Junt actually as it happens. Jordan with another strong result in P11. Mesa scoring points in 12th. McGlade, another point score for him in P13. Philip Cullen, P14. And Sven Schubert once again rounds out our points in P15. There are a lot more retirements this time around. Todor Pangev, Terence Grek, Roy Bazile, Matt Richards once again, Jonathan Holmes, Calvin Hermsey, and Christoph Schur.
What a week! What an evening of racing we've had today. What an absolutely brilliant evening. For me, the driver of that race was probably Sven de Vries. I mean, he did an insane drive to get back up to that position. That was stunning work, really. But as you said, it was another controlled drive from those positions. So well done to Tom van der Voort.
Well done indeed. It was a good measured drive. Wonderful drive. But fair play to Gashela as well. I mean, he didn't have the best of starts, but he sized his way through as well. And had it not been for the race lap limit, he might have been able to battle for the lead for a couple of laps as well.
Exactly, it's that final lap that's got him again. But great consistency from Gashela. This is going to help his championship massively. That consistency of podiums.
Absolutely right. So while we wait for perhaps a couple of people to interview, if they want to be interviewed at all, we just like to take this time to remind you of the rest of racing action which is going on over the next couple of weeks. So join Simon Smith tomorrow, and whatever cheeky chum is going to be beside him, or if he's just on his cheeky lonesome. The Canadian Grand Prix will be occurring from the same time as today, but tomorrow on Thursday. And then we're back on the independent week. We have the International Touring Cup from Indonesia. That's going to be an exciting round on the Monday. We have the 2nd round of the Atlantic Series from Indianapolis, not the Indy 500 like the real life people have been doing and will be doing over the next few weeks or next week or something. I don't really watch them either way. Indianapolis happening next Tuesday with the Atlantic Series. Then we're back with the World Sport Series in Silverstone on the Wednesday, and then we are back with World GT as well. Actually, we're going to be at Istanbul Park on the Thursday, and then after a busy independent week, it's going to be back to the busy career ladder, where we visit Silverstone, the home ground of GPVWC. Open series on the Tuesday along with Formula Challenge, and then make sure to join us in 2 weeks. A little bit of indigestion there when the Supercup British Grand Prix will be taking part as well. So let us start then with race 1's winner and P7 in race 2, Ruud Easterbeek. Ultimately a very easy win for you in race 1 once again, but a little bit of trouble for you in race 2, a little bit of battling to be done. We saw you had a little bit of contact with Gashela. We were interested to hear what your view of the situation was.
To be honest, I was really surprised by the hit I got. I suddenly launched like a meter into the air, and when I was looking at mirrors, I thought there was space there. So I'm really not sure. I can try to find it now in the replay, but I really don't know what happened there. And yeah, race 1 was that was a really good race. My first pole actually of the year, and yeah, then I was only the only threat really was Risto in the first half of the race, and then when we put the prime tires on, I felt a bit better balance in my car, and I could pull a small gap. So that was a very nice win for me.
But then, I mean, it was overall a pretty good evening overall. I'm actually interested to know that how it was for you, knowing that you're back in P15, the task ahead of you. When you're set back that early in the race, Do you have do you have an instant mindset of where you'd like to get back up to, or is it just, red mist sort of, I need to get up as high as I am and I don't care who I, put out my way or anything, I just have to get up higher and higher? Because of course in race 1 as well, remember, you gained 25 points over De Vries since he didn't score.
That's true. Yeah, I wasn't really thinking about the championship in race 2. Yeah, I was thinking, okay, try to make the positions up, but do not make do not cause another incident or something. Just keep it safe. But yeah, when you're in a battle, sometimes you have to go for something that's a little bit risky. In the end, it worked out well, and I think I got back to like P7 or P8. It was pretty reasonable from where I was, so I'm happy with that.
As you should be. So anyway, congratulations on your win, Rude, and indeed, of course, your pole position. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was your first pole position of the year, of course.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, well
Yeah,
done.
thanks.
Now moving on to your walk teammate, Risto Capit. Pretty good evening for you, actually, as well. A P2 in race 1 and a P3 in race 2. It seems that your campaign has gone from a slow start to a roaring middle part of the season.
Yes, well, I am still mainly looking for a win, but yes, I think overall very good points from the race, putting me closer to the goal of getting P2 in the championship.
Are you hoping to score more wins as the year goes on? Because currently it's your teammate here who seems to be taking it all the time.
More wins, I don't have any. But yeah, well, I am a bit faster than him. It's probably because I'm a bit more aggressive in qualifying. I didn't get my splits together, and yeah, basically race 1 was a copy of Monaco. I was faster at the beginning, but I dropped off in the end, and then there was some Gazella behind me in the end. And yeah, well, finally race 2 went well. Some hard racing, could have gone better, but yeah, I'm happy and hope to keep up the pace indeed.
Well, it's been a great evening for you, and we hope to see that good form continuing as literally walk their way to the team's title, unless we can see a late challenge from anyone. It's looking pretty ominous for now. Perhaps one of those people who will be looking to take the title fight to them is Tom van der Voort, your third win of the year. Tom, it was a little bit of a difficult race 1, but ultimately a P5 and a P4-5 for the team as well was a pretty solid finish, and then to take your third race win of the year in race 2 with a pretty effortless drive must leave you pretty high on confidence heading into Silverstone.
Well, first of all, it's a really nice change of pace after Monaco, after the blamage that was Monaco. So, yeah, really happy with the results. Race 1, I felt I could have done better, but a mistake while battling for third position saw me drop back a bit, and then I had some slight contact with Matt Richards, I believe. Cost me even more time, so I dropped back to 9th at one point. So I think I did pretty well, coming back to 5th. And I locked into a second place grid spot to first grid, and I just made a good start thanks to Pedro Mellin battling Risto Capit and all you guys behind. I could pull a gap early on, just maintain that gap, and once Gexella got past, I saw the gap getting smaller and smaller and smaller. But luckily, it was enough for a win. So yeah, really happy with that.
It seems that your wins also come on tracks where there are at least long straights to take advantage of. I'm thinking Bahrain, of course, here at Canada, Portugal to a certain extent. Britain also features some good long straights, but also features some very technical areas as well. Are you looking for another race win there, or is it sort of reset to square one and build up in the next 2 weeks to see where you can finish?
Well, obviously, I'm always looking for a race win, but like you said, it is a very technical circuit, so just to set up, see what we can make of it, and hopefully we'll be right on the pace as we were today.
Well done on your win, and thank you very much for joining me, Tom, and to all of our interviewees as well. So next up for the Super Cup is Silverstone. As I say, we've got 2 long straights, we've got a couple of other mini straights, we've got some technical sections of the arena, we've got the wonderful section of Maggots and Beckett's to look forward as well to. my balls dropped on the last broadcast that we had there in the Super Cup. It was quite
Nice.
hilarious, great fun. Do watch it if you have some time over the next 2 weeks. But it should be a very fun challenge for all the drivers and should hopefully provide some excellent entertainment as the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve has done here, Stefan.
Indeed, Silverstone is a very nice circuit to race at, so it should provide some excellent racing. Very much look forward to watching it.
So I'd like to just take these final few moments to thank our cameraman for today, Sam Jones. He's taken one for the team. Hopefully he'll be back on comms soon. And I'd like to thank my co-commentator for today, Stefan McCready, for coming on at such late notice. I've been James Kirk, and from all of us here, it is a very warm goodbye.